Welcome back, guys. Another episode. We're going to look at some exciting hand-selected UFO clips that I'm going to present to you guys today and then put them through the scrutiny of a skeptic, all right? So I've got 3 clips for you guys today, and I just noticed as I put the camera on and I looked at myself, I look like Giorgio Tsoukalos, I think is his name, right? Is that his name? Alien guy? Aliens. It's unintentional, okay? I don't know, my hair just looks like that today. But let's get into today's first clip. This one allegedly recorded a military chopper following a strange object / UFO. People on Twitter asking, what is it? And I saw this, I was intrigued. I love this clip, check this out. So we can see what seems to be a chopper, a helicopter, I don't know if it's a military helicopter, seemingly following an orb that seems to be damaged or on fire because it clearly pulls like a trail of something which looks like smoke behind it. So I think this is such a cool clip because it shows the chopper, it shows the object, it's very clearly, it's daylight footage. I don't think it's CGI. So what could it be? What could it be? Is it some kind of alien gender reveal party, maybe? Could they be seeding chemtrails? Is that what they're doing? Have the aliens finally joined the Illuminati and now they're all like seeding chemtrails? But in all honesty, let's analyze this, okay? So one thing I noticed immediately is that they almost seem to be flying at the exact same speed. Did you notice this? Which is odd, that they would be flying at the exact same pace. It almost looks like they're interlinked somehow. Do you know what I mean? And that ultimately opened my eyes to what this actually is. So this shows a helicopter carrying water because there's a fire somewhere. I'm sure you've seen these before, right? They're carrying these tanks underneath that they fill up on lakes, or we've seen it with swimming pools. There's videos of that on the internet, and then they splash the water over places where there is fire. But despite this debunk, there are a few things that we can learn from this video, in my opinion. Like, for example, it really illustrates how you don't see strings or even thicker cables in compressed footage like this that has been uploaded to Twitter or YouTube and stuff. The cables, the wires just seem to disappear. And that also explains why we don't have hundreds of recordings of this of people saying, oh my God, look at this object. Because when you saw it with your own eyes, you probably saw the wires and you could tell that it's just a helicopter carrying a canister, some kind of tank of water that pulls a water vapor trail behind it. So nice optical illusion. I really like this clip. When I first saw it, it really blew me away. And I even had a moment where I thought, is it possibly CGI? Do I see a little bit of jittering here? And I started to really question it on that end. But ultimately, I think that's what it is. It is just a helicopter with some water underneath. So big. All right. Moving on, next clip. So this clip was recorded in Santiago, Chile in 2019. And basically what it is there were these guys and they saw allegedly a light moving in the sky over these buildings. And what they did is they lighted a green laser pointer at that light, which seemingly was sitting in the sky. Check out what happened. So the light starts blinking, and in fact the light starts to shoot back with some kind of laser pointer, right? And it's like way above the buildings. And then it just keeps going on blinking like this. Now, few things we can notice here. I don't think this is a particularly hard debunk. But first of all, the laser pointer at the beginning clearly looks human operated, okay? This is exactly how it looks when a human tries to put a laser pointer on a target, and you go a bit to the left, you go a bit to the right because you can't keep it exactly on point. This is the look you get. Some people were arguing that it might be a drone, right? That the whole thing is a hoax and they've got a drone up in the sky and they've attached this laser pointer to it. But again, I don't think that's what it is because of how this laser pointer moves. It just literally looks like a human being holding it up. Obviously, a human being can't be sitting on a drone, so I don't think it's a drone. So what you gotta know is that Santiago in Chile is surrounded by giant mountains, okay? You get scenery like this. And if you would be, and you see this house down here, right? Standing in front of that house, looking up, you could absolutely see these mountains reaching up to the height of that light that we see in the clip. Here's another example, and you can see this all around that city. There are these huge mountains, and I think what we see here is just a bunch of guys on one of those mountains. You don't see the mountains very well because it's dark, but actually if you go into Photoshop and you play a little bit more with contrast and gamma, you can start to see some kind of shape here evolving the background. It's a little bit amplified by the lights of these street lamps as well, but you can kind of start to see a shape like that in the background. You see what I mean? Almost like a pyramidic triangular shape to the top, and it looks like these guys are just on the top of that mountain, which we can't see because it is dark. And on top of that, when this film was recorded, it was very common that people in Chile would be carrying around green laser pointers, or laser pointers of all colors, I guess, because they were part of the protests at that time that were happening in Chile, because people were basically using them as a non-lethal weapon against riot police. You can see them here, and note how similar these green laser pointer effects look like to the light that we've just seen. So in this case, they're shining it at like, this is horrible if you're the pilot of this chopper. This is absolutely unbearable. So you can see how it can easily become a non-lethal weapon. But that's that. I like the effect of the laser pointer, and I like the genuine reaction of the guys as well in this video, right? It really sounded like they were kind of surprised that there was that kind of response. So cool video, but I'm afraid it's not aliens. Again, guys, why is it never aliens, right? People keep asking me that question. I wonder why. Maybe you have to answer that question to yourself. Debunked. Next video. So this is a classic, and it has been posted in the Corridor Crew subreddit, who shouted me out, by the way, which was absolutely wild. I was shocked.
Now what does it look like?
Looks like a balloon.
Looks like a balloon in the wind.
It's a balloon in the wind.
So shout out to the sneezing monkey. He already kind of debunked this. And if you read this, basically there's some sort of like dispute. Some neighbors dressed up the balloon to look like Sputnik and then lifted it up into the air.
Oh man.
So I appreciate them doing that. Thank you guys so much. But in their subreddit, this video was posted. I don't know if they ever debunked it, because people say I would love the boys to see debunk this one. The dogs really sell it, and this was allegedly recorded in Vicente Chicloapan. I shredded that. In Mexico in 2022, and it shows some form of jellyfish UFO as well. The great thing about this clip is I don't need to put ominous music behind it, because it already comes with it. So we can see the jellyfish UFO approaching, and then kind of coming to a halt there, right? Which is a bit strange. Changing its direction, flying towards the street. The dogs are kind of selling it, right? The dogs are really into it. They're barking after it. They're confused by it. You note that it's a little bit shiny here and there. It has like some kind of reflective parts to it, at least. Now, I guess the only really questionable part about this video is that it changes direction, that it suddenly goes a different way. The way it moves, I think we can all agree, it very much looks like a balloon. And funny enough, someone on Reddit found a almost perfect match. I don't think it's exactly this balloon that they're showing here, but the shape is a really, really close match. So saying this is just a Mylar balloon at 200 times speed, and they're showing the shape of the balloon next to this reference image here, and you kind of can see the unicorn part here, right? Do you see this? Like the snout here of the horse. You can see the horn here. So it kind of lines up. It very much looks like one of those unicorn balloons, which obviously it could easily be. And if it's a bit deflated, you know, these balloons can reach a level where the helium is just worn out enough that they're kind of hovering at this kind of height, and they float around, and they can be manipulated by the slightest gust of wind. So if they come to this junction and it's fairly still in terms of wind, and then this breeze of wind comes through, that can absolutely push a balloon like that towards the street. So I think, to be honest, it looks very much like it's, I mean, it's 100% confirmed that it's not aliens. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. Just sorry to disappoint you. But I guess with this balloon or this reference image, at least they found like a very close match to what this particular one could be. So I'm sorry. Despite the ominous music, it's just a balloon. Again, it's always balloons, isn't it? Love the footage, though. I think it's cool. I think it looks intriguing, but it has about as much credibility as Jeremy Corbell's Jellyfish UFO. But anyway, guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this little selection of clips. There will be more coming soon. Keep sharing them with me. You know we're hanging out over on our Discord. The link to that is in the description. You can join for free, share your clips, and if they're good enough, then I will discuss them and try to explain and debunk them in this program. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Thanks so much for hanging out and just spending your time here. Please smash the like button on your way out. I would really appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel. Do all the things. Stay level-headed, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm out. Bye.